You might have seen Mark Zuckerberg, Elon Musk, and many other billionaires wear some of the simplest outfits. Or maybe even Warren Buffett, who lived in the same house that he purchased in 1958 for $31,000, despite being able to afford almost anything that he could ever want. Which probably will make you start to wonder why some of the wealthiest people aren't as flashy as you think they would be. So in today's video, we're going to go over why looking poor is important on your way to building wealth. One of the first reasons is it simplifies your life. Buying extravagant things a lot of times will add more complex layers to your life without you even knowing it. Let's take an example of somebody gifting you a free mansion. At first, it sounds absolutely awesome. I can play on the golf course, on my large acre yacht. I have a ton of land, but then soon you'll notice that the property taxes are super high. You have to hire people to mow the lawn and actually take care of this big house because you can't do it yourself. And all those things can add a lot of stresses to your life that you wouldn't want to occur. I've even seen high performers make the decision to buy the same exact t-shirts and the same exact pants to remove the decision making away from you picking clothes.
Mark Zuckerberg recently shared this picture of his wardrobe that contains the same gray t-shirts. He shared this pic with the caption, "First day back after paternity leave, what should I wear? Feeling undecided."
Now, of course, you don't have to be this extreme, but it's definitely something to consider about when your life is starting to become more complex because you're trying to keep up with the Joneses. The second reason why looking poor is important is because you won't be spending money on things that will be beneficial to you in the long run. Usually when you buy things to look like you have money, you'll end up neglecting the things that could actually be profitable and financially beneficial for you in the future. I remember when I got my first paycheck and my natural instinct was I needed to buy some nice shoes. Now I will say those shoes did make me fresh, but they didn't really help me in the long run, and I could see 4 or 5 years later, the shoes don't really matter that much to me. But on the converse, at the same time, I ended up investing into college. I got in, I did my 4-year degree, and I could see how it's gonna pay dividends not only now, but 10 years from now, 20 years from now, and 30 years from now. A lot of times when you focus on buying things that are gonna help you in the long run, you're gonna end up being happier and your life will be a lot more peaceful. Happiness professor Arthur Brooks stated,
And a lot of what I do is explain one simple equation that both explains that, but also gives you the solution, which is that your satisfaction doesn't come from all the things that you have. So have more is not the right strategy. Satisfaction is all the things you have divided by the things that you want. Successful people need to manage their wants even more than they need to manage their haves.
it can be so easy to find yourself on what they call the hedonic treadmill. Now, the hedonic treadmill, also known as hedonic adaptation, is a psychological theory that describes how people tend to quickly return to a stable level of happiness after experiencing positive or negative events. You'll tend to see on a lot of finance shows, whether it's Ramit, Dave Ramsey, Caleb Hammer, or any others.
$3,200 in car payments? Oh my gosh! What are you driving?
It's a Rolls-Royce Ghost.
I guess.
You'll have high income earners call in and they'll make it seem like they're not making enough, even though they're making double or triple what the average American makes. Practicing gratitude is one of the huge keys to save more money, but not only will it help you save more money, it'll also bring more fulfillment in your life. One of the next reasons is it's simply just cheaper. It is almost always more expensive to look like you have money than to actually have money and save it. You see this in a lot of things with things tempting us, such as the new iPhone coming out. A lot of people want to update every single year. They want the new car, maybe they'll trade in their car for another one every 2 to 3 years, and all these things can add up. Ultimately, a lot of people can't even afford these things. They'll take out debt, and it would be a detriment to their financial health in the future.
More than half of Americans with an income of $100,000 a year or higher say they're living paycheck to paycheck. This may be the result of a sneaky behavioral phenomenon called lifestyle creep.
Due to the fact that there have been reports that most Americans don't have $1,000 saved, and a lot of high-income earners that make over $100,000 are living paycheck to paycheck, it is super important that you don't keep up with the Joneses or anybody that you see on social media, because more than likely they don't care as much as you think they do. One of the next things is you can retire with less money. There's something called the 4% withdrawal rate rule, which is a rule that retirees can withdraw 4% from their portfolio every year without hurting the principal, which means you could live off of it forever. Now, if you have a simple life with a paid off house, a paid off car, you don't spend a ton of money every single year, you're gonna find it very easy to hit this 4% withdrawal rule without a lot of money. But if your life is very fancy, you're going on trips all the time, you're trying to flex in front of your friends on social media, you'll quickly realize that your retirement number can go from 1 million to even less than 1 million to in the 4 millions, 5 millions. This could end up having you working for way longer than you actually want to. The less things you want, the more you can actually spend time doing the things that you can enjoy to do. Whether it's going to your kids' sports games, seeing family, or picking up a hobby that you never had the time to pursue before, you spending less money on the things that are important to you will be beneficial for your happiness in the future. But even if you aren't close to retirement, it is important to note that buying fancier things leaves a lot of people trapped in their situation. Whether they can't leave a toxic job because they had to pay bills, they had to work extra overtime just to make sure their lights don't get cut off, or having to pay for expensive car notes just because you want to look fancier for your friends. But if you think that looking poor is important, I'm sure you're going to want to know why your net worth explodes after 100K. So you want to check that video out, click this video right here. I appreciate y'all for watching. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe if you like the video, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.